Okay, this week is on using local videos and playing them in an iOS app. This is an app to play movie trailers. Click on each
Stanton felt that was a very cruel action on
DVD cover,
Will you tell?
and it launches the player. Click the trailer.
For the last year.
Okay, so let's go ahead and show what we did here. First of all, I want to YouTube found three trailers. Converted them to an MP4 and had them downloaded with a YouTube plugin. And you can get those plugins from either Firefox or Chrome, either one that you, whatever browser. Just Google for the plugin for that browser to download YouTube videos. And let me see, I'll show you on Firefox, one's the one I use, I believe. So you go to Tools, Add-ons in Firefox, and the one I've downloaded and used is the Download YouTube Videos. Let me show you what it looks like when you go to YouTube.
Why don't I start? Huh?
Okay, so there's a video from What About Bob? And sometimes it won't let you download, like this one here looks like. So let's see if I can find what it does.
Oh.
Like there's a new one here, I'll try this one.
Oh.
There's a new button here. And if I go to my desktop now, should see the downloading process, and there it is. And when it finishes downloading, it'll be called video playback.mp4. Almost done. That is completed. And I noticed it did not put the extension on that, so let me put that on there. And there is the downloaded video. Alright, so that showed you how to download video from YouTube, so you'll need that. And I went ahead and downloaded 3 for the in-class example. Trailer 1, 2, and 3. Also images for each one I found online and downloaded those. Created a group inside the project, one called videos, one called images. Created a single view application. When I created the single view application, I made sure that portrait is unchecked. And on the main.storyboard, this is a horizontal placement tool. In fact, I will find it here. Horizontal stack. Inside the horizontal stack is views and buttons. Below this is an AVI player with 3 segues to the player. Also had to create a class for the player. I called it a movie view controller, and it's a subclass AV player view controller. And the code in there was to force landscape. I had to put this lines of code in for that. So let me quickly create this again, and I'll use the existing one to help as we go along. So, single view application, MyMovies 6, since I've created some. When you create yours, you just call it MyMovies. Don't need core data, don't need unit testing. Let's save this to the desktop. Uncheck portrait. Create 2 groups. Images. Video. Import those videos. Add files to. Make sure to go to the options that copy items is checked. Same with the images. Okay, that's checked. Let's go find the images. And let's click on the main.storyboard. I'm going to change the orientation to landscape. I'm going to hide the outline here for a second. I'm going to bring below the view controller an AV controller. AV kit player view controller. I'm going to create a class for that. Control click on the project, add file or new file. Cocoa Touch next. And we want the AV player controller. And if you don't see it pop up, like mine's not here right now, one of the tricks you can do is, I'll get out of this, is go to the main project, click on it, come over here to build phases, and we'll add a link library to the AV foundation and AV kit. Now let's go over and add that class. And we'll need to do some import statements. So now we have our player, view controller, and in the view controller part, let's go there. We're also going to bring in the AV kit and AV foundation. We need a stack view, horizontal stack view here, to put in our buttons and links to the videos. So I'm going to bring this horizontal stack view over. I'll just go ahead and fill up the entire bottom part here. Then I want to bring in 3 views. Stretch it out. And one of the things we got to do too is we're going to duplicate this twice, but before we do, I'll take and click on this box here and drag over left, and then keep going to the right till you see the blue lines show up for the guides. It'll kind of snap in there. So I'll do it again. right there. So now I'm going to do a Command D once, twice. Now it filled up that entire view. I'm going to throw a button, this one, and this one. Right in the middle. Each one of the buttons, I'm going to come over here to the attributes property, get rid of the word button, and from the background image property, I'm going to put the trailers in each one, and I'll stretch them out. The trailer images. And I like using a background property because you have more control over the dimensions of that image. I'm going to stretch it out within that view. Once you see it hit the guidelines of the view of that view, that's good enough. Not perfect, but that's okay. Now we're going to take and control drag each one of these into the view into the AV control. Back to be a show command on the segue. Then I'm going to grab my code for the view controller that I already have done, which is this prepare segue button or function. And then we're going to have to name the segues and we can test it to see if it works. So I'm going to add that function. And in this function for segue, it's going to look to see if the identifier for the segue is first, second, or third. Looks like I need to redeclare this as a player view controller. I renamed it. All right. Go back to the main storyboard. Let's name these. The other way we could do it is I could do it from the outline view. I click on each segue this way. So there's first, second, and third. So let's click on first. Go here, identifier, type in first. Second segue, the second video, second. Third segue, third. Then before we run this, I'm going to click on the view controller, go to editor, resolve, reset to suggest constraints. And now we're ready to run it. And I'm going to run it in a 7S simulator. Well, I did bind I did not bind the movie player to the AV player down here. So click on the view controller for the AV player, come over here to the class on the right and select the player view controller. I did not do that.
Stephen felt that was a very cruel action, Uncle Martin. Oh, will you tell Stephen?
All right, and that concludes how to create an app or include videos in an app, local apps to run in a iOS app. We utilize the AV player controller. We utilize a horizontal stack, views, and segues to get it to work. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, there should be in the video a link to the GitHub source as well. And so, happy coding.